was almost like a Pandora's box where, what started as a stabbing evolved into a much more complex narrative about domestic violence.
I got off of work at 2:30, and if I wasn't home by 2:52, I'd get a phone call, or I'd have to answer where I went. If I went to the store, he knew how long it took from my house to Food for Less. And we had been arguing about texting other coworkers and texting male friends, and it got to the point where he said I couldn't go to work, and then I went to the restroom after, and he asked me for a kiss. He went to the bathroom and asked me for a kiss, and I didn't want to, because I knew that if I raised my head that he'd have full access to my neck. And I had heard him take the the cover off of the knife in the kitchen prior to him walking to the bathroom. So something in me felt that something was going to happen. And then that's when he stabbed me the first time.
Isabel ran to her children's room where they were sleeping. They were just 12, 11, and 9. She started screaming for them to get up. She saw her oldest daughter, Mia, open her eyes, and Isabel continued screaming. Her husband followed her into that room, and in the presence of all 3 children, stabbed her a second time in the neck.
I was able to run to the front of the door, and I opened the first door, and that's when he stood behind me and he put his arm around me, around my neck, and I was able to push it down, and the gate opened, and I was out of the house. And I ran out and I started yelling for help.
Thankfully, her neighbors came to her aid and called 911. When the police got there, she was just completely covered in blood. It had soaked through her shirt. It was on the sidewalk, on the door, even on the porches of her neighbors.
Okay, we're gonna take care of it. Come on.
I don't want it to hurt my kids.
Okay, it's okay. We're gonna.
He's inside.
What's
with
his
the
name?
Kids,
What's
David.
his name? I'm gonna put another bandage on here. Can you keep pressure on?
Keep pressure. Just keep pressure on it.
All right.
The medic said I lost about 3 liters of blood that day, and I didn't fully understand the seriousness of my injuries until I was in the trauma room, and they told me I needed to go to the operating room for a breathing tube because my neck was swelling up and they couldn't stop the bleeding.
We went through a preliminary hearing where she had to go through questioning and cross-examination and asked very specific questions and very detailed questions about many traumatizing events. And she was so calm and answered in the most straightforward manner and didn't shy away from any details. When you have a case like this, you are expecting to meet a victim at their most broken because of what they've gone through. And instead, the person I met was just so incredibly strong.
She did not want to be a victim, and it was incredible to see her journey from the beginning, just after what had happened to her, and also having to save not just herself but her 3 children that early morning, to now where she has basically become a champion for women who are sort of in the same predicament as her, and has helped her children move past what happened in order to better their lives.
Now, she is really involved in the Family Justice Center. She wants to help other victims of domestic violence. She is proactive about sharing her story and, teaching her kids and really being a model for her children of, how to pull yourself up and, get through one of the worst things imaginable. I can't think of a better example of a citizen of courage than Isabel.
I try and show other people that you got to work for what you want. You want to be happy, you got to work for that. You want to take the next step, you got to have that faith that it's going to be okay regardless if you fall. Just get back up. You just got to ask for help. You got to take that step, and you got to know that you have the strength within you to get help, be safe, and be free.